Now tonight, the harmful effects of Biden's open borders agenda are on full display once again as the crisis continues to worsen. Now, yesterday, the DEA announced law enforcement, they seized nearly 1 million fentanyl-laced pills, which officials believe are linked to a cartel drug trafficking operation. Now, meanwhile, Texas Senator Ted Cruz, he was at the border overnight last night, where he highlighted the, quote, human misery all caused by Joe Biden's open borders. Senator Cruz joins us now with reaction to what he saw. Senator, I've been down there 15 times. I've been on horseback, all-terrain vehicle, boats, helicopters, walking with Border Patrol, been there when gang members were arrested, been to the drug warehouses, massive floor-to-ceiling filled with drugs. What'd you see?
Well, I've been here the last 2 days. I brought a group of 7 senators down to the Rio Grande Valley, and I got to tell you, it's the worst I've ever seen it. It continues to get worse and worse and worse. It is utter chaos. We went out last night on midnight patrol with the Border Patrol. Within minutes, we began encountering illegal aliens. Just within minutes, we encountered a group of 3 teenagers, 2 boys and a girl from Honduras and Mexico. They turned themselves in to the agents we were with. A few minutes after that, we saw a group of about a dozen, mostly women and children. It included 2 7-year-old girls, each of whom was an unaccompanied minor. In other words, they weren't sisters. They had no parent. They had no adult with them. 2 7-year-old girls who were absolutely beautiful and precious with long pigtails. You and I are both fathers, Sean. Imagine handing a 7-year-old child over to vicious human traffickers. This is happening over and over and over again, and these kids are being horribly treated. That same spot we saw a patch of grass just by the edge of the river where just days earlier, 2 little girls aged 5 and 6 had been violently raped by the drug cartels. This human tragedy is getting worse and worse and worse, and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and the Democrats, they don't give a damn about it. They're not willing to do anything to fix it.
They don't give a damn about it because if they did, they would have stopped it. Now, you were the first on this program. We couldn't get our cameras when they had all these kids in the cages, and if it wasn't for people like you giving us the video that you took when you demanded to go inside and see it, we wouldn't have been able to show the public what happened. Now, because they know that it is a process release policy, it is drawing all of these people here, and then the drugs on top of it, because all the resources are now focused on the people. So all these drugs are getting into the country, and it's killing our kids. And you see a humanitarian disaster. You're describing 2 7-year-old girls. It breaks your heart.
That's exactly right. You know, on the banks of the Rio Grande, just in the grass, you found wristbands, which I found on the ground. Here are a couple of white ones. Here's a pink one. Here's a green one. And they're all color-coded. This is a yellow one. All of these are color-coded for how many thousands of dollars the people wearing them owe the cartels. This yellow one is tiny. This was obviously worn by a child. It's not broken. The child's hand was small enough to slip it off without it. This is a little child, a little girl, a little boy who is now in America and finds herself or himself owing drug cartels thousands of dollars. And what happens next is that these kids, the Biden administration ships them to every city in America. Even if you don't live on the southern border, you're in a border town, because there are kids in your town. There are 14, 15, 16-year-old boys who owe the drug cartels thousands of dollars. They're working for the drug cartels, committing crimes in your town. And as bad as that is, the girls have it worse, because the girls find them over and over again trapped in sex slavery. This is immoral. It is horrific. And Sean, there's a reason that Joe Biden hasn't been to the border once as president. There's a reason Kamala Harris has not been to the Rio Grande Valley once as vice president, even though she's supposedly border czar. Because you can't look at this horror and defend it. Joe Biden found the time to go to Saudi Arabia, but not to the southern border, to the worst illegal immigration in 62 years. And I got to say, Sean, The body bags are piling up. We saw just a few weeks ago over 50 illegal immigrants in a tractor trailer outside of San Antonio die of heat exposure, including kids as young as 13. Last year, we had 100,000 people die of drug overdoses with this fentanyl explosion. And the Joe Biden body bags keep getting worse and worse and worse. And Sean, the only good thing of all of this horror is it's opening people's eyes. I think November is going to be a red tidal wave. I think South Texas is going to turn red. And if and when Republicans retake Congress, I believe one of the very first priorities is that we should impeach Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. I think the House will do that. And the Senate needs to conduct a trial. We need to put on a trial and put on the evidence of the people that are suffering and dying as a result of Joe Biden's dereliction of duty.
Senator, I mean, it is a heart-wrenching report. And, you know, we've now gotten to the point where Joe Biden's policies are aiding and abetting law-breaking. We would be charged with human trafficking if we did what they're doing. And now your governor, Governor Abbott, you know, too much to his credit, who's tried to do everything within the legal system, is now forced to push people back over the border. Technically, that's not his job by law, but he has no choice at this point. And unless and until we finish that job, it's going to continue to get worse, and that humanitarian disaster that you articulated will get worse as well. Senator, thank you for sharing that. I hope people hear you loud and clear. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.